From bonuses at work to grades in school or punishments at home, we used to believe that bigger incentives are always better. So one man said, "I want to test the power of incentives," and that man happens to be Dan Ariely, an economist from MIT. See, this is what he did. He promised a group of people the pay of a day of work, another group 2 weeks of pay, and the last group 5 months of pay. And in return, these people have to do a variety of tasks. See, Dan wanted to see how incentives affected their work. As it turns out, when it comes to mechanical tasks where they just had to follow basic instructions, the person that was paid the most did the best. But when it comes to tasks that requires cognitive skills, creativity, or conceptual thinking, the person that was paid the most did the worst, and the person that was paid in the middle didn't do any better than the person that was paid the least. See, bigger incentives does not necessarily mean better performances. Incentives cause people to lose focus over the activity and instead focus solely on the motive.
I'll make a deal. The one that catches the mouse can stay.
See, take a look at this. They're so caught up in catching the mouse that they don't even realize that they're destroying their own home.
Boys, start packing.
Incentives can be such a distraction to the point that they can easily beat your morals. In the 90s, Switzerland had a major problem as they did not know where to allocate their nuclear waste site. So two social scientists by the name of Bruno Frey, who's actually an economist as well, and Felix Oberholzer-Guy, who is a professor in Harvard, did a door-to-door survey to the people around central Switzerland and asked them this: "Are you okay with having a nuclear waste site near your community?" And let me put it in a simple graph. 50% of them said yes. And that's a pretty decent number. Then they asked the same question but added this: "If we pay you 6 weeks of salary every year, would you be willing to have a nuclear waste site near your community?" Astonishingly, now only 25% of them said yes. So what happened? Shouldn't the two incentives add up to make a better offer?
How, Sway? You ain't got the answers, man.
So when you ask them the first question, it makes them feel as if it was part of their responsibility as a citizen to be okay with having a nuclear waste site, since the power is for their own good anyways. When you add money to the conversation, it raises your sense of moral obligation and changes the question into a question of self-interest. Will the damage of having a nuclear waste site be equivalent to the money that I will be receiving? And apparently most people answered no.